All right, let's get into it. So, if you're running a personal AI agent, you know it's only as good as its connection to the web, right? But that connection, it often comes with strings attached, hidden costs, privacy issues. Today, we're going to look at a way to give your agent some serious web search power, but for free and completely under your control. And that really gets to the heart of the problem, doesn't it? Every single time your agent searches for something, are you paying for it? Either with your wallet or with your data? For most people, the answer is a big yes, even if they don't know it. And if you look at the actual numbers, it's pretty eye-opening. You've got commercial APIs from folks like Brave or Google, and they cost real money. $3 here, $5 there, it adds up fast, especially if your agent is busy. And on top of that, you get hit with rate limits and daily caps. But then, look at that last row. Ask-search, $0. So how is that possible? Well, it's because you host it yourself. But the price tag isn't the only cost. Just think about this for a second. Every query, every single question your agent asks for you, every bit of research, it's all getting sent to and logged on some company's server. That is a massive privacy trade-off. So, how do we get around that? Well, the solution really starts with having your own private search engine. Now, I know that sounds like a huge, complicated thing, but the foundation is actually this brilliant piece of open source technology. So the key concept to get your head around is this idea of a meta search engine. It's pretty clever. Instead of trying to, build a whole search index from scratch, which is a massive job, a meta search engine just sends your query out to a bunch of other engines, like Google, Bing, DuckDuckGo, you name it. Then it grabs all the results and combines them into one nice, clean list for you. And the tool that makes this all happen is called SearxNG. It's this fantastic, free, open-source meta search engine that you can just run on your own server. It can pull results from over 70, that's 70, different services. And the most important part, it is built for privacy. When you run your own instance, there's no tracking, no profiling. You are in complete control of the whole shebang. Okay, so we've got this super powerful private search engine, SearxNG. Awesome. But that's just one piece of the puzzle, right? How do we actually connect it to our AI agent so it can use it easily? Well, that's where the star of today's show comes in. And there you have it, Ask Search. It's basically the missing piece. It's this dead simple command line tool that acts as the perfect bridge, letting your AI agent talk to your private SearxNG instance and get back these nice, structured results that it can actually understand and use right away. And you can see just how simple it is in practice. You just run Ask Search, put your query in quotes, and bam, look at that output. It gives you exactly what an agent needs. You get a clean title, a URL, and, I love this part, it even tells you which search engines came back with that result. It's just clean, effective, and perfectly made for an automated system. All right, so this all sounds amazing in theory, but you're probably thinking, what's the catch? How hard is this to actually set up? Well, let's walk through it, because it's actually surprisingly easy. It really just boils down to these 4 main steps. First, you get your own SearxNG instance up and running, usually with Docker. Second, and this is a key little tweak, you have to go into the settings and enable JSON output. That's how Ask Search reads the results. Third, you install Ask Search itself. And finally, you just plug it into your agent framework, like OpenClaw, as a new skill. And speaking of plugging it in, this tool is incredibly versatile. I mean, look at this. It works as a native skill in OpenClaw, sure, but it's just as happy being a simple command line tool for Claude Code or anti-gravity, or honestly, any environment that can run a basic shell command. All right, so let's get real for a second. Because while this whole setup is incredibly powerful, it's not a silver bullet. It's really important to understand the practical limits you're probably going to bump into in the real world. And here is the absolute key thing to understand. The search itself will almost always work. Why? Because it's SearxNG talking to Google, not to the websites directly. The real challenge comes in that next step, when your agent takes a URL from the search results and then tries to actually visit that page to read the full content. That's where you can get blocked. This table breaks it down perfectly. That initial search through SearxNG, yeah, that's almost always going to get a green check. But the deep dive, when your agent tries to fetch the full page, that's where things get tricky. Sites like Reddit might block your server's IP. Others, like Zhu, they need JavaScript and a login just to see anything at all. But here's the good news. For pretty much every one of these problems, there is a clever workaround. If your IP gets blocked, you can route your traffic through a SOX proxy. If a site needs JavaScript to render, you can use a headless browser tool like Playwright. And hey, in the worst-case scenario where a site is totally locked down, your agent can always just fall back to using the little summary snippets from the search results themselves, which is often more than enough to get the job done.
So let's pull back and just look at the big picture here. What does a setup like this really mean? Because this is about way more than just saving a few bucks on API calls.
What this is really about is taking back control. It's about building an AI ecosystem that is truly yours. It's sovereign, it's private, and you know what? It's ultimately more powerful because you control the entire stack, from your agent's brain all the way down to how it sees the world's information. And that's really the final thought I want to leave you with. When your agent's window to the web is one that you built yourself, one that you trust, and one that has no corporate gatekeepers, what becomes possible then? What can you build when the only limits are your own?